special guest, Stephanie. Thank you for being here, and I hope I can fulfill, actually I know I can do 2 to 3 minutes today, so. I love the theme of the day, overcome, and the word obstacle. It feels, the tone since the election seems to fit that, okay? Regardless of who you voted for, I don't know if it's just California, I don't know if it's what, but regardless of who you voted for, I think a lot of people assumed they knew who was going to win for president. And the assumption, when it didn't come to pass, kind of shocked a lot of people. It was like whether you thought she was going to win because the election was rigged, or if you just thought because it was the status quo, because that's, you know, how could somebody vote for somebody, you know, what I kept seeing was somebody so awful, somebody who could say such awful things, you know, attacks on a character. Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton, just, those were our choices, right? Somebody had to win. Myself, I did not know I was vested in this election. I really didn't. I thought it was really cool. I thought it was time for a woman to step into the presidency. Was she our best choice? She was a choice. She was the choice as a female. I think I kind of latched onto that feeling of it's time, but I really didn't recognize that within myself. So when the results hit, I have to say personally, I was shocked. I was really shocked. For the Wednesday, even before I got here, I was walking around in a stupor. Literally, I couldn't get it out of my head. I watched the speeches. I watched the next day. I watched her concession speech. It was just kind of, I felt like I was in this fog going, what's going on? Right? And I felt it in my body. And this is from someone who teaches, pay attention to these feelings. What do these mean? And how do we interpret these? And I'm like, I didn't know how to resolve this weird feeling I had. So I talked it out with my husband. We talked about how, our ideas of why it happened or what happened. And I started reading. I started getting online and really kind of looking at the pundits. And then over the next week, I got myself out of the stupor that day. I started looking at what was going on the next week, what was going on with people, what they were saying, what was going on in the news, what was going on just in television shows, sports channels. And this is what I found. Trump stands for change. What kind of change? Honestly, I really don't think anybody knows. They don't know. You don't know what to expect. I think he's a wild card, an ace, and I think that's what people were looking for, something other than the establishment, right? So how can my perspective, how do I make myself feel comfortable, not even feel comfortable, to just get to a place where I can continue to function and continue to be positive about the outlooks? There were riots all over the country, and the first thing to my mind says, these people are losing their mind. They are becoming the very thing they say they detest. They're allowing something outside of themselves control themselves. So how do we do that? Let's stop this. This is crazy. So as I was watching people and things, they were saying, now is the time to take on more personal responsibility. More personal responsibility for who we're going to be as human beings, who we're going to be in our community, who we're going to be to our families, who we're going to be as people, being responsible in the world that we live. There's one person that lives in that White House, but he does not control everything. We live here day to day in our surroundings. We have control over ourselves, should we choose it, and we can influence our environments right here. So instead of feeling helpless, instead of feeling hopeless of the unknown of what's to come, I know what I can fix. I know what I can take control of is me. And I want to help empower people to feel the same way. Is don't feel hopeless, don't feel helpless, because it is still up to you. You still have power to do what you can do in your daily lives. Is it an obstacle? if you choose to see it this way, it could be a building block. It could be a stepping stone to something bigger and greater. We will overcome this. We have overcome past bad presidents. We've overcome separating ourselves from a nation. We can do this. So, thank you.